Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Retro and welcome to another Finds video, and this week we're going to start off with some board games and books before we get to a lot of video games. I think it's been a long time since I've had this many video games come in, and also a lot for my collection, which has also been on quite the back burner lately, but still some really nice titles coming up. So these first board games, these three, actually one here, I bought at the flea market, about €1 a piece. This one's made by the guy that also made Colonists of Catan. Tried it out, it's not really that good. There's kind of a deadlock in the system, and it's not as good as Catan, which is sad because Catan is wonderful. Then Clans, haven't tried that one out yet, but it looks quite cool. And also Hippe Kippe, which means like awesome chickens, and it's a small card game, which I love. I have about 1,000 of those. Then something I got for my birthday, I got it for my parents. Really was looking to get that one, Mage Wars Arena. Really cool game. I wouldn't say super difficult, but it's quite a steep learning curve. I think the first game we did took about 3 to 5 hours. But if you're like when I was a kid, I was really into Magic the Gathering, and this is like a board game Magic the Gathering type game. Really cool. And then also at the flea market, I bought the whole series of the Gates of Death, I think. A fantasy series, 7 books, €5. I have never heard of the series, and I love fantasy, so €5 for 7 books, that's not a bad deal anytime in my book. So let's get to the next pile of games. Let me put these aside. Go. What you see here is all gonna end up in my personal collection, and like I said, it's been a while since I've added this many things to my personal collection. First up, Mario Party 3 for the Nintendo 64. I had the box, I had it for a long time. I was recently reviewing my collection, see what I have, what I still want, and then I noticed it doesn't have a cartridge or a manual. So I bought a cartridge and a manual to complete it, and now I have Mario Party 3 complete. Then for the TurboGrafx 16, these popped up on a Facebook group, and I hardly ever see TG16 games, so I buy them when I can. Pac Land and Chew Manfu. Chew Manfu is a bit of a puzzle game. Pac Land looks to be a horrible Pac-Man platforming game. But still, it's TurboGrafx 16. I'm not too picky for those games if they're good games. I just want to have a couple of them because they're that scarce over here. Also flea market find Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. Bought it for a couple of euros, 2 or 3 I think. And then a bunch of PC games that are going to end up in my collection. You're going to see a whole lot more of those. Serious Sam Gold collection. Loved these games as a kid, but not for too long. Usually after an hour or so I got bored of them. Star Wars Battlefront, really played that a lot. Quake 4, Z Steel Soldiers, which is part 2 of Z. I always thought that Z was called Z Steel Soldiers, but apparently this is the sequel. Didn't know, I already have the first one. Emperor Battle for Dune, currently reading the Dune books. Dungeon Siege, played this a lot also as a teen over the local area network in my student home. And Hellgate London, a game I heard a lot about but kinda sucked I believe, but still I got this in a whole bunch and it's nice to have in my collection. Then up top you have the Street Fighter 2 Turbo Collector's Edition for the Super Nintendo. These tins are always in horrible shape, and this one I consider to be in quite good shape. You see a lot of damage here, but that's always the case. These are very easily damaged, and that's a sad thing. Mine is missing the pin. Usually there should be a pin there, but it's not there. And it has a nice sticker to show you the number. There we go, limited edition to 27,055. So looking for the pin to complete it, but already have the box. And then this cool 7th Guest, not sure if it's a collector's edition or just a special version, because it's not the regular version. It's a big book, and when you flip it open, it also has a sleeve, as you can see, like any bound book does. And in here, if you open it up, let's see, there's the game on the side. And here in the back of the door is a videotape. How awesome is that? That screams 90s, right? A videotape with your video game. So these games, like I said, are gonna end up in my collection. And then I have 2 more boxes to show you with games that I got in. Let's get to those. So the first part are DVD boxed PC games and some guides. Final Fantasy XII, the complete guide, not the limited edition, it's not the hardcover one, and the World of Warcraft guide. As you know, I played World of Warcraft religiously the first few years, and I think I've read this from front to end at least once when I was still playing it. Then the PC games, these are all quite good titles. Not all my taste, but a lot of them are. Unreal Tournament 2004, played that a lot. Battlefield 9042, The Road to Rome, and some other expansions. Battlefield wasn't really my thing. I did like the World War II games, especially Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, but the Battlefield games, if we played that on LAN parties, it was usually everybody runs to the airplane, crashes the airplane, then starts waiting for the next airplane, and yeah, wasn't really my thing. Also, Secret Weapons of World War II, Battlefield 2 Deluxe, Star Trek Away Team, Command & Conquer the First Decade, played that a lot as well. Star Trek Armada 2, Transport Tycoon, Transport Giant Tycoon. Never was a fan of the Tycoon games. The only Tycoon type game I loved was Theme Hospital. Heroes of Might and Magic 5, Half-Life Generation, Dawn of War 2, Gold Edition, Stronghold, SimCity 4, Unreal Tournament, the regular one. That's the thing that got me into online gaming in the first place. Settlers 4, Blood Omen 2, and here in the bottom we have Oni. Then up top again we have 13 or X and 3 Ys. That's if I remember, one of the first cel-shaded games, and I really liked the visual style of the game. Catan, The Colonists, the video game of the board game, Dungeon Siege, Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Baal, Imperium Galactica 2, Black and White, another Dawn of War, Max Payne 1 and 2, fantastic games, Empire Earth, Call of Duty 4, Risk, Joint Operations, Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, then Settlers 2, 10th Anniversary, The Hobbit, Hegemonia, Imperium Galactica, Populous, this is, yeah, what is this? Return to Krondor, no, Betrayal at Krondor, Space Quest 4, Wing Commander, and Ultima 7, and Star Wars Rebel Assault. So these are the, like I said, the small boxes. There's also a box of big boxes. Let me get that. There we go. Let's see if we can tilt the camera a bit. Wing Commander 3, Star Wars Force Commander, Hell, Cyberpunk Thriller, Screamer, Interstate 82, Z, like I said, the first one. Played that as a kid and don't think I got beyond level 3 or 4. Got real hard, real fast. At least that's how I remember it. Blood and Magic, Command & Conquer the Covert Ops, Scars. And then here we have Heroes of Might and Magic Millennium Edition, Messiah, Screamer 2, Command & Conquer the first one, Darkstone, Lands of Lore 2, MechWarrior 4, MechWarrior 3, Star Wars X-Wing Alliance, and Baldur's Gate Shadows of Amn. There was also a MechWarrior 2, but unfortunately it was just a box, no game. So that was it for this time. Like I said, a lot more than usual, ever since I stopped buying as much as I did the last few years. But this was a special month again. Next month there is, I believe there's a retro game convention again, so yeah, I expect to pick up something cool there as well. So thanks for watching, see you next time, bye bye.